Okay, I come back live again. Here on Patriot Media. I know Outlaw Morgan was wanting in, and I don't know if I can do it on his phones. Okay? I'm going to try it. I don't know if it'll work. It's got a comment here, write your comment, crap. But, man, people blowing up my shit constantly. I'm trying to figure out if okay, Outlaw, let me click on you here. Invite to broadcast. Boom, we got Outlaw Morgan. I'm inviting Outlaw Morgan in. Okay? I invited him. It's inviting. Shit's slow. Okay, I'm in Arkansas.
Is this working?
Well, hello, Outlaw. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Hey, man. I just come back from the woods. I didn't have no phone service for like 3 days.
I mean, I would rather go out to the wood without phone service for the next 3 days. The past week has been insane. Since this weekend, it's been fucking nutty.
Man, I just got back and everybody's blowing my shit up about MOAR rallies.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what happened there.
Okay. Well, I'll be glad to explain it one more time. What's up, everybody? I see your comments. So basically, in a nutshell, we're at this MOAR rally, a unity rally put on by POA. A lot of people know who he is. And he pulled the permits. He did everything. Basically, the rally's going off without a hitch. Everything's perfect. It's awesome. It's like a big patriot party. It was just fun as shit, man. And, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, minimal problems all day. Antifa was, like, far out on the lawn. But the weird thing is Antifa was being civil with people. They've got their little sticks with their red county flags, and they're actually having conversations with people. They're not being violent. They're not projecting ignorance on anybody. They're actually just having conversations. All right, so I think Henry Davis was going on stage, and out of nowhere, I look over, and I see Black Lives Matter off to the right. Now, I'm standing up on the stage at this time. So, in a nutshell, I go down with everybody else down in the crowd. We're all shouting, all lives matter. You know what I mean? Like, we're all in their face, all lives matter, et cetera, et cetera. I start to realize that our group looks like they're foaming at the mouth, bro. Like they got rabies. You know what I'm saying? Like, I start to realize that this is
I can imagine.
Yeah, I start to realize this is about to go real south real fast. Not for us, but for those people. All right? So I run back to the stage because I'm like, I think for a minute to myself, what up, Josh? I think to myself, I'm like, man, I got to get these people away from these people. You know what I mean? Because the whole time we're shouting in these guys' faces, they're just standing there with their fists in the air. They're not saying shit. You know what I mean? Like, they're just standing
there. And the media was there watching, too, wasn't it?
Of course. C-SPAN, CNN,
the media
Fox,
was there watching.
Yeah, they were all there. So I have to say,
yeah.
they were handling themselves in a very peaceful manner, and yes, perhaps because they were grossly outnumbered. That's true. So I realized the situation was about to escalate to the point of no return, and trust me when I tell you, there was not enough police there to protect those people, man. There really wasn't. You know what I mean? So I go back to the stage, and if you actually watch the video from Occupy Democrats, you'll hear my voice in the background in part of that video where I say, there's one part where I tell them, I'm like, this is America, and if you have a problem with it, that's your problem. And I'm like talking trash to them. And, and then you'll hear me say, treat them as if they don't exist. Everybody come back over here and walk away. You know what I mean? Because if they're going to stand there peaceful and violence actually ensues, how does that headline sound to you? Like, mother of all rallies, a peace unity rally, free speech rally, beats up BLM. You know what I mean? Like, that creates a whole Charlottesville.
Well, they were setting it up. They were setting it up. Okay,
yeah,
you know that they were waiting on that moment.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that. It is what it is, but the funny thing is, we didn't give it to them. And the funny thing is, like I said, Henry Davis, who is a black guy from I believe St. Louis, he was up on stage and he was a little upset that they were there still in his shine time. You know what I'm saying? And so he actually says, bring them up on stage. I want them to see what a black man patriot looks like. You know what I mean? So he actually started inviting them up on stage. So they come up on stage. I'm up on stage, and I'm like, what the hell is going on right now? You know what I mean? Like, where is this going? And, like, I'm looking at everybody on stages with us, and I'm, like, giving them that you ready look. You know what I mean? Because, like, if this goes sideways, we're going to have to, like, there's no hesitation. We got to move the minute it fucks up. You know what I mean? And so anyway, these guys get up on stage, and Henry Davis says some things to him. And Tommy's kind of talking to one of the leader guy or whatever. I hear the guy ask Tommy while he's on stage, he says, this is a freedom rally, right? It's about freedom. And Tommy says, yeah. And he's like, it's about freedom of speech, right? And Tommy says, yeah. And he's like, bro, I'm an American too. You know what I mean? And, like, it was just kind of like that moment. It was like, damn, like, it's okay. So Tommy's like, look, if you know what, I'm going to do something that's never been done. And he gives the dude the mic. Yeah, that's cool, George. Whatever you feel, nobody cares. So the thing is, he gives him the mic and he tells him, he says, you can have the platform because it's not about your message. It's the fact that you have the right to your message. So in that instance, anybody can think what they want, but I feel like Tommy put his money where his mouth was to be a constitutionalist. I don't agree with BLM, and I proved it there. But I will say this. Where is all of this footage? It's all over the fucking internet. So I will say this. After the dude spoke, people booed where they felt they should boo, right? And they cheered where they felt they should cheer. So it was really left up to the audience, the people that were watching. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I'll be brutally honest. That guy did not say anything out of turn, dude. The only thing he actually said that I truly disagreed with.
I listened to him.
I'm sorry?
I listened to him. He didn't say nothing out of turn. He was pretty spot on.
No, I mean, the only thing he said that I truly disagreed with was where he said something about people documented or not. I'm totally against illegal immigration. I think we all are. Mm-hmm. But he did say he's not anti-cop. He's just anti-bad cop. I agree with that. You know what I mean? Like, but
I do too.
Yeah, so this is all where it leads up to, okay? And I get that he's not a representation of BLM on a whole circuit and vice versa or whatever. But the same people who were as if had rabies when it was all over were the same people that were standing with that guy and his little crew, talking civil, shaking hands, taking selfies, whatever else. I get it. It blew my mind just as much as it blew anyone else's mind. And I didn't realize why it seemed like such a bad thing to everyone that witnessed it, because we were like, man, this is crazy, like what we just witnessed. You know what I mean? And a lot of people online obviously had problems with it, you know, and I get it because St. Louis was occurring.
Yeah, there's a lot of people had problems with it, but a lot of people wasn't there. They don't know the circumstances either.
Right. And you know me. We've hung out. You know what I mean? So you know where I stand with everything. And like I said, you know, honestly, I can't explain it, man. It was just like if you were there and you witnessed what happened and you saw the same good old boy, 13 different chapters of bikers were out there, hardcore bikers. And they were over there letting that dude hold their kids for photos. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was just that moment, no Confederate flags were allowed, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I understand that, Doc Smith. And listen, just so you feel better, buddy, that flag was there, okay? So that flag made it to the rally. But the thing is, yeah, that flag made it to the rally. I get it. He set it up for that you can be a white man. Yeah, of course you can, Rick. He didn't want the Confederate flags there because of Charlottesville. It had nothing to do with you personally. It had nothing to do with me personally. You know what I mean? Like, it was a protection thing. It was a unity rally. And he knew by bringing those flags there was going to create a hostile environment. And there was kids there, dude. Like, people were bringing their children. They're asking people, is it okay if I bring my kids? Is it safe to bring my kids? I want to come, but I'm scared to bring my kids. So we would have been putting them in harm's way. You dig what I'm saying? Like, this wasn't a bring your armor rally. You know what I mean? Bring your sticks with your flag rally with your helmets and shit. We were trying to change the narrative. Or I don't say we, because I was just simply invited. Yeah. What's up, James? I see you, Freedom Beard. I was simply invited. So it wasn't a we thing. Like, Tommy arranged this whole ordeal. Now, do I stand behind Tommy's decision? Whether you like it or not, I absolutely do. I absolutely do. Now, here's the thing. Not only have I come under fire, not only has Tommy come under fire, Ace Baker and everybody else that was involved, whether they pull permits or not, but here's the thing. I've been seeing screenshots all day where this guy, this leader of New York BLM, he's going through the same shit. BLM basically tried to disown him. You know what I mean? They said that
That's
you're
my
not
point.
officially a
That's
representative
my
of
point
BLM.
right there, Outlaw. He went against the narrative of BLM. He spoke good. He spoke reasonable and stuff. And now you got the national BLM throwing his ass under the bus.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I feel his pain. You know what I mean? Because people are talking to me as if I put this thing together and I pulled the permits and I handled them the mic directly. Now, I mean, and here's the thing, though. I can't dispute what I witnessed. You understand what I'm telling you? Like, if you go watch the Occupy Democrat video, if you actually watch that from beginning to end and you see the shift of the paradigm and thought of how people reacted after he took stage, I would be a real asshole if I still stood there and was like, fuck that guy. You know what I mean? Like, it would be really unfair of me to do.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, do I represent BLM? Am I George Soros puppet now? Did I get a schedule that says that, hey, we're going to need you here for the MoveOn.org movement? No, I didn't. But at the same time, and I blew gaskets, I'll be honest. I got upset at first because I'm a passionate dude just like most people. So when we thought we witnessed something that was actually good, we flipped the mainstream narrative. We made it extremely complicated for the mainstream to say anything negative. And that's good for Trump. That's good for Trump supporters. That's good for you. That's good for me. You know what I mean? Like, we made it impossible for them to put us in a negative light. So we thought we actually accomplished something great. I pushed resistance when they showed up.
You know, you're always going to piss some people off, Outlaw. You know that better than anybody. You like to piss people off. People hate me. People call me all kinds of crazy shit all the time. I don't give a fuck. You know, you can't make everybody happy.
Yeah.
But these people that are pissed off was not there. They wasn't looking the big picture over at the time. They were just sitting somewhere watching live feeds on Facebook. That's it. You know, they was not in y'all guys' positions. And, you know, and that's about all I got to say about it. I think the right decisions was made at the time. I wasn't there. I was told about it and stuff, and I was told of some of the circumstances.
No, I mean,
so I agree. I agree with what was done. Yeah, I mean, it was the better move.
Yeah, I mean, we actually probably saved people from going out in a stretcher. You know what I mean? And kids having to witness it. And then people, I would rather deal with blowback from people that are in the Patriot movement that don't understand what happened than to have to explain to somebody's kids, you know, that this is just how adults act. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, that would have been a horrible look on. There was really no positive out. It just played out the way it happened. It all happened quick, and it turns out that was the actual most positive outcome.
You know how the media wanted it to take place. The media wanted the Patriots to attack BLM there. That's what they wanted, and y'all did not give it to them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That was a smart move. That was the smart move.
Yeah. No, I agree. And honestly, like I tell people too, let me just say this. If I would have been sitting at home and I would have been watching what was happening on St. Louis, and then I flipped and I saw our crowd up there with Black Lives Matter, I would have actually acted the same way. I would have acted the exact same way. But the difference is we were living in the moment and we didn't realize how bad St. Louis was. We didn't even know what was going on there. You know what I mean? Because we were on our phones doing live streams, or we were amongst ourselves we were all in each other's faces celebrating America and American culture. So we didn't realize, you know what I mean? So but I got it after I blew gaskets because people came at me like I fucked up. And my natural reaction, and I'm sure yours and most people as well, when you attack me, I attack you back. You know what I mean? I don't turn the other cheek. I have a problem with that. You know what I mean? So I did attack people on my page. Not all of them, some. And it's because I've been watching their commentary for over 2 years, you know, and I know who's who on that page, and I've let it slide. And I was just like, man, you know what? I just banned 40 people that said some truly fucked up shit. You know what I mean? So I was getting heated, and I was like, look, man, if this is the way you think, just leave. Do me a favor and just leave, dude. Like, don't make me have to come look for you. You know who you are. You know what I mean? Just beat it, because I don't want to tolerate it no more, man.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like, I'm in an interracial marriage with a biracial kid.
Are like assholes, Outlaw. Everybody's got a different.
Yeah. But I get it. You know, even after I popped the valve, I was like, look, I didn't take into consideration the fact that you guys were watching St. Louis. I didn't even see it on my phone at all. And then you flip over, and here we are, like, this world is my world. This world is, like, my land song, you know what I mean? Like, we're all, you know what I mean? So it's like, I get how it looked in the optics of it. But it all happened so fast, dude. It was just, it was a pressure cooker. You know what I mean? And it was like, how do we stop it from blowing? You know what I mean? Like, that kind of reaction where it's like,
well,
and the weird thing is,
like I said,
it just happened.
I believe the right choices was made. Even though I wasn't there, but I hear the circumstances. Yeah. I know how the media twists shit. I know why the media was there. They were there ready to film somebody getting attacked. That's all there is to it.
Yep. And imagine how that would have looked. You know what I mean? Imagine how long that narrative would get driven into the ground by the mainstream media. Patriots hold unity rally and then beat the shit out of Black Lives Matter. You know what I mean?
It would be for months. The media would run that shit for months.
Right. Yeah, so it is what it is. Listen, and I get it. People are upset. People feel like we sold out. That's fine. You can think whatever you want. At the end of the day, I won't lose sleep over your opinion. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't make the call. I didn't put the mic in their hand. I didn't do none of that. And I did put up massive resistance when they showed up. However, when it was all said and done, even I have to admit what I saw happen, how I saw everybody's reaction to what they did or what that guy said, how everybody acted over there. The same place where they were about to get murdered is the same place where they all became friends. You understand what I'm saying? So I can't deny that, you know? And I don't think that, and well, now that dude's being,
this is my outlook on it right here now. The media was there. Everybody knew why the media was sitting around like a bunch of damn buzzards waiting. They were waiting to see y'all attack BLM. The absolute opposite took place. Y'all gave BLM the opportunity to speak, which totally fucked their narrative, totally fucked their story. Okay? Now you've got the BLM National Council disowning the New York chapter and throwing their ass under the bus for what they did. It all looks good to me.
Yeah, we got patriots disowning us too. But like I tell people, that's fine. I like the fact that everybody's drawing a line in the sand. I like the fact that I know where these people stand. Now I know who to get rid of. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's how I view it. You know, you want to try to kick me down, and then on top of that, while you try to kick me down, there's somebody else trying to kick me too. I don't play that shit. You know what I mean? Like that's why. Let me tell you something. The thing about a leader, and I don't call myself a leader, and anybody who's been following me for a long time knows that I've never been a leader. I never wanted to be a leader. I like the idea of being Congress. I don't want to be the president. I like the idea of exchanging ideas to see what could be successful. You know what I mean? But somebody told me today, what makes a leader is not just somebody that stands up to his people or for his people, but he will also stand up to his people if needed. You know what I mean? So, like, take it for what it's worth. Those aren't my words. Somebody told me that shit, and it's true. Like,
that's absolutely right.
You got to pour out the sour milk, bro, because the sour milk fucks up everything in the fridge. You know what I mean? So that's just that. You know, like, it is what it.
You know, I mean, I've come on here and I've pissed a lot of people off. I've lost a lot of my audience because I've pissed them off. And I told them the fucking truth. And you know what? If you can't handle the fucking truth, if you can't handle me telling you the truth, then you probably need to find somebody else to fucking watch anyway.
Right. Yeah.
So that's all you're going to get from me.
You know, and that it goes back to what I was telling somebody today. I did a live thing earlier today. I have done 6 hours of live streaming where I take phone calls, and I'm trying to get these people out there that have that hardcore opposition ideology or view, which is fine. They're welcome to it. But I was trying to get these people to call in. 6 hours total so far of live streaming, taking as many phone calls as I possibly take. Not one of them's called in. And I know they watch me. But at this point, I promised myself I'm done with it. I'm walking off from it. I'm moving on. Like, I mean, people can continue to talk about it and say whatever they want. You know what I mean? I've talked about it to the point I'm tired of it, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I'm actually tired of it. If you can't swim, don't get in. Yeah, absolutely. You know, so I don't mind coming on people's feeds and explaining it from where I stood. And I've seen people that actually backed us. And then I've seen that where they caught heat from their followers. So they made new videos since then and flipped. I don't flip. Not even for my followers, bro. Not even for my followers. I'm not flipping. not on shit. Wherever I stand and I stand firm and I stand tall and stand proud. And if people can't accept that, that's on them and not on me, bro. You know what I mean?
Well, like I said, Outlaw, a lot of people can say what they want to say, but they wasn't in the position to make that particular call. And, like I
Right.
said, I kind of thought, it was kind of dog shit too. But then when I got explaining what all was taking place there, it made perfect sense,
Right. Yeah. I mean, I hate
So
to
like
say
I
it.
said,
I know people are probably tired of hearing it, but it truly was one of those things where if you weren't there, it's hard to grasp it. You know what I mean? And I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to say you should have been there or whatever. If you were there, you weren't there. That's irrelevant. But this really was one of those things where it's like, if you weren't there, it's hard to grasp it, man. I know because I can put myself in the other position and say, if I wasn't there, I would be making videos talking shit just like everybody else. So I get it. You know what I mean?
well, I agree. I agree, I mean, that's just the way it is, I mean, it's easy to sit back, in Tennessee or Texas or something and get pissed off about what you're seeing on live video, but what you're not seeing on live video is everything that's going around and the circumstances. I do enough live video at these events, Outlaw. I know this shit.
Yeah.
Just because I see it don't mean my viewers see it.
Right. Well, and you've been out into enough situations that you understand there's a big difference between being there in real time, and not being there in real time. So it's like, everybody can say you should have, could have, would have, but just whatever happens, happens. So it is what it is. I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad at nobody for having an opinion. You know what I mean? Like, it's whatever.
Well, everybody is going to have an opinion on it, And the thing about it is, I heard people walking away from the Patriot movement, just throwing their hands up in the air. This ain't nothing for people to be throwing their hands up in the air over.
Right?
It's not.
This lady says, Outlaw blocked me for an opinion I had. Tight. You're still blocked. I don't know what opinion you had, but obviously it wasn't something that either I or my moderators appreciated much, so you got zucked.
But dude, I catch hell all the time, man. I catch hell constantly over the shit I say. People gets pissed off and I tell them to get off the fucking couch. I mean,
right.
It's just part of being out here doing what we do. You're going to piss people off. You're going to make choices. You're going to lose your cool. You're going to say shit people ain't going to like, which I'm notorious for. I mean, it's just part of it. But you can't keep everybody happy.
It is.
Even though we're in the Patriot movement, but we're sitting here basically, people act like we're supposed to be like politicians. We're not fucking politicians.
No, I'm a real life ex-inmate. I'm a real life ex-inmate.
But everybody wants to be like politicians. Everybody wants us to tickle their fucking ears.
Right.
Ain't gonna happen. And the funny thing is, for the past, since we left Washington, everybody that was there is still talking constantly on the phone. Like, I've talked to POA and Ace and Will and Andres and Tiny, and just, like, we've all been in communications after this, and, like, we just keep checking on each other. Like, are you all right? You know what I mean? Like, how you holding up? Because this is a major thing. And, like, a couple guys that I talked to were like, man, I lost followers over this. And I said, well, you should actually celebrate. You know what I mean? Because if you lost people because of it, those are the ones you didn't want to keep around anyway. You know what I mean? So that's just being honest. And I see Joe Geneva on here. I talked to him the other day. He's one dude I reached out to and was like, hey, I see you're blowing gaskets, but I'll chat with you. So I talked to him and tried my best to put it in perspective. Again, I hate to say it, but it's just one of those things where it's like when you're there versus not there, it just, the optics and real time is just different. So it is what it is. I still back Tommy. I'm not mad about it. Well, Outlaw, what would have happened if the Patriots would have wadded up and beat the hell out of BLM? You know what would have happened?
You probably would never see another rally in Washington.
What little bit of Patriot movement we have.
Right. If that had happened, you might as well wrap up some rallies for the next few months. You know what I mean? Like, they would literally destroy They would try to destroy our movement. You know what I mean? It's one thing when they can say Trump supporters, right? It's one thing when they can say white nationalists or whatever. And if that did happen, we would already automatically be labeled as white nationalists if it did happen. They wouldn't say a patriot rally or a unity rally. They'd be like white nationalists gather at, Washington Mall and beat the shit out of BLM. You know what I mean? It would have been a bad look, man. The optics would have been horrible. And it would be, it would be rough on not just me and not just the people that attended, but it would also be rough on President Trump. You know what I mean? It gives more fuel to the fire to like try to bring his name down and what he's trying to do in Washington. You dig what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Like I said, I would much rather have people online be angry and pissed off about what happened than to have parents trying to explain it to their children who they brought there to have a unity festival with music. And it was a party, dude. It wasn't a protest. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like this thing was set up to be like a patriot party. So like it is what it is. How it happened. I can't change it. I just can't. It's like,
well,
now,
when I sit back, Outlaw, and I'll weigh the two. You got to look at what was fixing to happen and what did happen. What was the better choice?
Well,
choice of letting them speak was the better fucking choice. Because if the Patriots would have beat the shit out of BLM, Fox, CNN would have got it, and it would have destroyed every fucking thing we've worked to build, dude. It would have.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been a major blowback, a major setback. It would have just been bad, like on so many levels. So I would much rather eat crow on this bullshit, you know what I mean, than for that to have happened. I'll gladly accept all the bullshit that's come away. It's fine. I'm built for this. I mean, like, I really have a mechanism in me that doesn't care. Like I haven't even, like I told people this morning, I haven't even talked to my own mother in 13 years. I haven't even talked to my own brother in 13 years, and they're still alive. So, I mean, if I don't, if anybody feels like they have some disgruntled feelings, no hard feelings, man, no blood, no foul. Go start your own little division of the Patriot movement or whatever it is you want to do. And at this point, I don't even know if I want to refer to myself as such. Just call me an American citizen that actually loves the Constitution. That's it. You know what I mean? That's it.
Well, like I said, I mean, a lot of people, I don't like BLM. I voice that quite often. I do not like BLM.
Who does?
A lot of people out here don't like BLM. But sometimes you got to make the smart move, whether you like the son of a bitches or you don't.
Right. Yeah. Well, then I feel like the smartest move was made. You know what I mean? That's that. In my opinion. I mean, if it went any other way, it was going to get bad. Even if all right, here, let's take it up a notch. Henry Davis invites them onto the stage, right? And then, and then kicks them off the stage, and it gets rowdy while they're on the stage. Either way, man, either way it would have played out was bad. You know what I mean? So, like, the way it ended was the way it should have ended. And if you watch that Occupy Democrats video, I hate Occupy Democrats. I hate Now This. I hate AJ Plus and all these liberal outlets. But if you watch that video, they couldn't put us in a negative light, which means they couldn't put you or any Trump supporter or any patriot in a negative light. You don't have to like what happened. Maybe I don't either. But either way, man, it worked out for the best. You know what I mean? It just worked out for the best.
Well, it didn't hurt the Patriot movement if the Patriots don't let it hurt the Patriot movement. What in the fuck did we lose by letting them speak on stage? Really, what did we lose? But what would we have lost if shit would have went the other way?
It would have been a bad look. I mean, I haven't. It would have been a bad look, honestly. And let me just say, like, if they would have rolled up and been belligerent and hostile and whatever, that opportunity would have never came. You know what I mean? Like, it would have been bad from the rip, outnumbered 200-1 easily. You know what I mean? And like I said, there was people over there literally foaming at the mouth. It was about to go down. It was about to happen. You know what I mean? Like, that's why if you actually watch that video, you'll hear me telling everybody, I'm like, just treat them as if they don't exist and come back over here. You don't hear me inviting them up. You know what I mean? Like, you can hear my voice in that video on Occupied Crafts. And there's a part where I say, you know what, this is America, and if they have a problem with that, that's their problem. And I'm just, whatever. So, but it is what it is. It ain't what it ain't, and it's going to be what it's going to be. You dig what I'm saying?
Well, another thing is, too, yes, we extended our hand to them. They've never extended their hand to us. Okay, that's showing right there that we were willing to negotiate.
Yep.
I mean, no matter how you look at it, it was a gain for the Patriot movement in the positive. Well, one thing, we didn't give the media what they wanted.
Yep. Yep. And I mean, I'm reading some of the comments, so I get that you can't befriend the enemy, but however, this gentleman that actually took the stage is now going through the same thing that some of us are going through, and I'm not connected to any group, so nobody's kicking me out of a group. I'm an independent. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not connected to anything, but this gentleman that took the stage, he's being kicked out. You know what I mean? Like, BLM's like disowning everybody that was up there simply because they, at the end of their speech, they were giving American flags, and they're waving American flags, and they're, you know, shouting USA and shit with people. You know, like, and the dude said things that connected with people. He's like, my Bible is the same as your Bible. I'm an American. You know what I mean? Like, he said things that people connected with. He's like, all I want is the. Yeah, he literally said, I'm just like you. All I want is to live my life in pursuit of liberty and happiness just like everybody else. And he's getting me kicked out of BLM for it. Jesus.
BLM, they just throwed him and his group on the bus. I mean, hell, that's what I seen, and I thought, well, there you go. They didn't approve of him trying to come forth and work with y'all any whatsoever, so right on the bus.
Yeah, it just goes to show you. It goes to show you, and I think I told Joe this, Joe Geneva on his page. I told him, I said, after this occurrence, it has actually shown me many things, and it has shown me where some people actually stand, because I'm intellectual enough that I see it for what it is. There's a lot of people that don't want people to come together, period. You know what I mean? They actually want to go to war. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying just on our side or just on their side. There's people in the media. Prime example, everybody likes to watch it. You know, it's like I told somebody, the common human senses is that when you're at one of these rallies, you don't even turn your phone on and go live until the violence jumps off, because that's when you get the most likes. That's when you get the most viewership. You know what I mean? So, like, for people to actually see people come together and actually have a good time is not fucking, it's boring. Everybody just wants to see, like, the chaos ensue. You know what I mean? So, I get it, man. I totally get it. You know, like,
well, hey, it was just like the rally we had in Hot Springs, Outlaw. There wasn't no controversy there. No opposition showed up this time because they didn't get to do what they wanted to the last time. I seen that it was a total win. We all visited. We all had a good time. I agree. We all waved their Confederate flags.
Right. No, I agree. I agree. Absolutely 100% agree. You know what I mean? And you know, and when you're watching from a phone, and I'm not saying this in a derogatory manner, so I don't hope anybody doesn't take this out of context or take offense, and this includes me. When I watch from a phone, I'm waiting to see people get their teeth knocked out. I'm waiting to see, like, you know, people, like, go to an absolute fucking war. You know what I mean? Like you see in, like, Portland, Oregon, or you see in Berkeley. Like, that's the shit we're used to seeing at this point. So if you don't see it, it's a turnoff. You know what I mean? But when you're there and you're actually there in real time, you actually don't want to see people. Yeah, hit them with the blade hammer. I mean, but when you're actually there in real time, you actually don't want to see people get hurt, but you're there prepared for violence if it should occur. You know what I mean? That's all. I see you got somebody else asking.
That's the reason I didn't even live streaming much down there in Hot Springs, Outlaw. There wasn't nothing going on down there. I mean, I didn't hardly live stream any because I know people want to see action, and there wasn't no action going on.
Yeah. So they're all logging off. They're like, this is boring. I'm out, which is fine. You know what I mean? But I'm the same way. We've been programmed to want to see the violence, dude. You know what I mean? So I can see it from all avenues and all spectrums and all perspectives. Like I said before, if I had been sitting at home watching what was going on in St. Louis and then flipped over and saw what was happening in Washington, D.C., my reaction would have been, what the fuck, as well. You know what I mean? Like, it really would have. But, I mean, unfortunately, luckily
my reaction was, what the fuck? My reaction was, what the fuck? You know, but then I had some people explain to me what was actually going on there and what the circumstances were. And, you know, Ben's, I run a group of guys. I go to a lot of these rallies. I understand that shit. I've been in a situation similar to that one.
Yeah. Yeah, and believe me, dude, I really had, even standing on stage, listening to dudes say, well, bring them over here with me, I was like, what the fuck, as it was occurring. You know what I mean? Like, I was literally like, what the fuck is going on right now? You know what I mean? As it was happening in real time, I was tripping the fuck out. But as it played out, and as I watched how because put me out of the equation, just watch how the crowd reacted. You know what I mean? And then look at how the crowd reacted after he said what he said. And like I said, the same mosh pit that was about to take off over there on the side, they all met back over there and they were all shaking hands. And they were all talking and having conversations. And I get that pisses people off. And it's because there's a BLM name attached to it. I get it. And I said, as I said before, like they were watching St. Louis. I would have had the same reaction, man. You know what I mean? But what the fuck you want from me? You know what I mean? Like,
I honestly, I don't see how this hurt the Patriot movement any whatsoever. More than anything, it hurt BLM because they had to disown a whole chapter of their fucking members over this.
Yep. And I think we need to take a second to really be honest with ourselves. Less Patriot leaders flip-flopping ball. Yeah, I don't know what that means, but I'm not too concerned with your comment. So basically, I'm going to say some real shit. The Patriot movement hadn't been together since 1776. Last I checked, before MOAR even happened, all I see online are people going at each other online saying, you're not a fucking real patriot, I'm a real patriot, you're a fucking scam artist, you're this, you're fucking whatever. Oh, this dude's over here fucking so-and-so's wife, he ain't a real fucking patriot, blah, 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 blah. And that's all the fuck I see. So if you guys need an honest moment, that's what I'm going to leave you with right there. You know what I mean? We can all be like, I'm the biggest fucking patriot around with the big swinging dick. Chances are you're probably lying to yourself. You know what I mean? So, I mean, take it how you take it. I don't sugarcoat shit, and that's the truth. So they're only upset today about what happened at MOAR, but give it a couple days, they'll all be back at each other's throats online, fucking bitching and bickering at each other, calling each other out and saying they're not fucking real patriots.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you something I've seen on Facebook and in the Patriot movement. Bipolarism runs really fucking hard.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's on some type of medication or something, you know? I'm not. I don't take no medication.
One day they're loving you to death, and the next day they're trying to hack your balls off with a butter knife.
You know what? Let me tell you something. I don't know if anybody on here knows my buddy Augustus Invictus, but I talked to Augustus Invictus today, and he told me the funniest shit. He's like, you ever seen this movie called, like, The Politician or something with Will Ferrell in it, or The Campaign or something like that? And he was laughing and joking. He was like, I told him I've never seen it because I don't really watch TV, so I've never seen the movie. And he was talking about there's a part in the movie where Will Ferrell says, America, Jesus, and freedom. And then Will Ferrell says, I don't really know what that means, but they love it when I say it.
That's right.
I thought that was funny. If you don't get it, you don't get it. But I kind of got it. I was like, yeah, okay, all right. So
I mean, really, I mean, a lot of people's making a bigger deal out of this than what it actually is.
That's true. I mean, they act like some young ghetto punk thug motherfuckers showed up with their ass hanging out of their pants and smoking blunts with their shirt off. You know what I mean? Looking like Lil Wayne showed up and was like, let us get the stage, cracker. That ain't how it happened. These people were they're educated. They're college graduates, or they're in college. And it's like, I can't explain it, dude. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. And it's like people have their emotions about it and how they feel about it, and that's fine. I mean, but I'm literally at a point where I am like I said, all the way over it.
I don't like Black Lives Matter. I don't like the shit they do. I don't like anything about the some bitches. But the situation was what it was. And the right choices was made. And some people can be pissed off about it, but really, what are these people doing in the Patriot movement themselves that they're the ones that's pissed off?
Well, see, if I start being brutally honest about that, I'm Mr. Hollywood egotistical asshole. You know what I mean? I kind of just disclosed that. Like, there's a lot of people that are sitting back judging others and really aren't active. And I say that not even jokingly. I say that being honest because, and how do I know this? Because I've been online for 2 years. And when I thought that there was a chance that Hillary Clinton was going to win, I was trying to mobilize people that were ready to sacrifice their lives to fucking take Washington back. And guess how many signed up? 0. No, I'm sorry, Survivalist Dan. One person. One person was ready to fucking go to Washington with it and tell their fucking kids goodbye. You know what I mean? Like, one person was ready to fucking give their life for this country and go up there and literally either get arrested or murdered and try to fucking take Hillary Clinton out if she won. There you go. You know, and let me also say this. How many people did you see mobilize after Lavoy Finicum passed away? Get the point? So,
Hardly
you know,
any.
it's like I told Augustus too, man, because Augustus Invictus is my buddy, but he's war hungry. He loves the idea of popping off the Civil War. And he knows it, and I know it, and he knows that I know it, and that we both know it. So, like I told Augustus, I said, Augustus, you know what the scary thing is, man? Let's just say something happened tomorrow. I'm sorry, let me digress. How many people from fucking St. Louis went down into their city to take their city back from people tearing it the fuck apart? Zero.
No, they said around, like I said, a lot of people's pissed off in this patriot movement, Outlaw, about what has happened. They don't hardly do shit or haven't done hardly anything. They don't put themselves in these positions to make these choices. You know?
Yeah.
So, but they won't sit back and throw rocks at the men that has.
Yep. I'm not trying to sound like a big dick King Kong bastard. You know what I mean? But the truth is the truth. And that's what I was basically telling my buddy Augustus. You know what I mean? Like, I've come to a realization on how far people are willing and not willing to go. And I just don't want people to keep lying to themselves. You know what I mean? Like, stop lying to yourself, man. You know, like, are people out here trying to make a difference and actually do shit, such as yourself, the highwaymen and all this? You guys are doing, yes, absolutely you are. You know, but if people couldn't be willing to go down into their own city of Chicago, St. Louis, and try to take their own city back that was being overran by Antifa, as far as I'm concerned, then we have to be honest with ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, and I get it. And to a degree, I'm hearing my buddy talk in my head right now. Survivalist Dan would say, don't go down there. Let the monster eat itself. Now, see, that's where he and I kind of differ. He tries to think a little wittier than me. And he's like, don't go down there. Let the monster eat itself. But, you know, I'm like most people. I'm like, you know, it just, I don't know. You can't even take your own city back, much less a fucking country. You know what I'm saying? Like,
everybody's
just being
Outlaw,
honest.
everybody's got different opinions on what should take place in this patriot movement. And
Yep.
I mean, everybody does, but how many people do you see stepping up to make these decisions to lead men? To put their ass out there on the line, to take the chances of getting a bullet put in their ass every time they show up at these events or going to the fucking hospital or going to jail.
Yep.
Not a whole lot.
I mean, yeah.
Not a whole lot.
It's,
yeah. Well, dude, my phone's about to die. Battery's shitting out, dude. But I appreciate you coming on with me here. You have a good one, Outlaw, and take care, and we'll see you sometime soon, man.
Wait 1 second. Somebody asked if Augustus was barred from MOAR. Augustus is my friend. Augustus asked me to see if I could get him on MOAR. I'm not responsible for putting people on the ticket, but I did go to the people that were and said my buddy wants to be on, and whatever happened after that happened. And I talked to Augustus today, so he knows the situation. But I wasn't in charge of it, but I did pass his information along and try to get him on there. Just so you know. With that being said, everybody have a good night. Take care.
Have a good night, Outlaw, and come out and pay media, folks. There you have it. That's the reason I took the stance I did. I don't like BLM. I don't like that they were speaking at MOAR, but I think the right choices was made. From what I understand, from what I've been told by people that was there, the smart choice was made. Come out and support Patriot Media and sign up on patreon.com/Patriot Media. And my battery's fixing to die on my phone because I wasn't planning on being live this long. So have a good one, folks.